Om Namah Shivaya. Idol Worship and Matured Jnana Discourse by MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. There is a bunch of plantains placed before me. If I tell you, look at this, it is yellow, you see that it is yellow. Beyond that, there is no reaction in your mind. If, on the other hand, I showed the same plantain and told you, look here, this is red, immediately a feeling of objection would have arisen in your mind. If I had not told that the plantain is either yellow or red, but merely told you, imagine that this plantain is red, then a reaction sets in your mind. You imagine the yellow fruit to be red. With mental concentration, it is possible to treat it like that. Worship is also similar to this. The Upasana mark, the path of worship, shows several murtis with different qualities and tells you imagine that the Supreme is like this. Just as the real color of the plantain is yellow, what is the true nature of the Paramatma? It is that the Paramatma is beyond qualities. If it is said that the Paramatma is beyond all qualities, then there is no scope for the people to dwell on that. They will leave it saying that this is something they cannot understand. Just as the mind objects when it is said that the plantain is red, if an idol is shown and said that it is Paramatma, no one can accept it. Is this not a stone figure? How can this be the great power which controls and operates the world? Will be the reaction. If it is said, imagine this to be Paramatma, it will appear possible to imagine so. Just as the plantain is imagined to be red, but in the manner that the mind can recognize what is red, the characteristics of Paramatma are not known. Therefore, except that we can think of the idol as being a big thing, we cannot deeply concentrate on it. The mind gets attached only to known things. Therefore, when an idol made of a female form with overflowing compassion and beauty, and we are told, imagine that Paramatma has come in this as the mother, the mind can accept it and become deeply involved. It is from the highest thing without qualities, the infinite benign qualities have come. It is from the Paramatma without form that all forms are formed. If consistent with each quality, an appropriate form with symbols, weapons, etc. is shown as a murti, the mind gets involved in it. The Paramatma principle, which we cannot understand, is made possible for us to worship in the manner we can understand. The Paramatma, who is everything, bestows his grace in whatever form we worship him. Gradually, he elevates our mental state. In the end, the state is reached in which there is no mind and it is transcended. It is in that state, which is beyond the mind, it is possible to experience the Paramatma without form and qualities. In the early stages, when our mind is filled with blemishes, we are told Paramatma is beyond everything. It is difficult to get attached to it. If we worship him in form and qualities, and when it matures, it becomes possible to experience the Paramatma who is beyond everything. Just as there is no work for the mind when we see the yellow fruit as yellow, work for the mind ceases when we look at Paramatma as Paramatma. There are rules for reciting particular mantras, following particular disciplines, achara, particular modes of puja, etc. When, during worship, Paramatma is imagined in a particular manner, when the assumption goes and the Paramatma is known as he is, there is no rule, there is no action. Worship, which is a function of the body and mind, now matures into Jnana. We should not imagine that we have attained this Jnana in the beginning itself. For most people, worship is the means to attain Jnana. The idols are not the result of our imagination. Paramatma himself has shown our rishis and the great ones, the forms, the mantras, the rules, etc. Paramatma has really become these murtis and also the mantras, yantras and tantras to reach them. Therefore, if the path of worship is followed with dedication, the path to grace will open up. Let Jnana come or not, when worship is done now, it has to be done with love. This love, this bhakti will give us a lot of contentment. Because of that, we will experience God's boundless love. That itself is great bliss. After that, let him, when he wills, give the Advaita Jnana, or let him not give. No need to worry about it now. All we can do is to do bhakti. The Lord's anugraha in return is bliss, which is enough for us. Om Namah Shivaya. In the next post, we shall listen to MahaPeriyava speak about worship at temples. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Shankara, Jai Jai Shankara, Kanchi Shankara, Kamakoti Shankara.